Well, hello everybody. My name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. Under 20, usually under 15, because I got an old metabolism and I like to keep it revved with the lowest carbs I can possibly do. Okay, this is a little bit of Sarah School. Eat rich, live long. And this is going to be part 2, which is the Eat Rich, Live Long prescription. And what we're going to talk about here are Ivor and Dr. Gerber's 10 steps of basics. Now, the only like mini criticism that I have of his prescription is he says to have net carbs, and he goes through the whole thing. And I think that if you're a food addict, I think that sometimes things are different for us than they are for people that can have net carbs, not get into trouble and things like that. So, he was talking about assuming that everybody's having the good stuff. And because of my years and years of my own food addiction, I know that people will stretch that to fit what they want to eat, like with the wraps and then the candy bars with wigs that are also called protein bars, and all of the other things out there that are very, very slippery. If you're a food addict and you want like a little bit of a sugar bump, carb bump, things like that. So I am a net carb. I am 15 or under. Most people that I keto coach are also 15 or under. Most of us are older women that have these sluggish metabolisms where we think we will never, ever, ever lose again. But lo and behold, high fat, moderate protein, for me that's 50 grams or less, and very low carbs, which he talks about before getting to the action steps for controlling your weight and improving your health. Say hi, Greg. There's Greg. All right. And some of these are going to be obvious to you if you've been following keto for a long time. But I think, it never hurts to refresh, and seeing I never leave the basics, this is the sort of stuff that I would strongly suggest. This is page 72 if you have your text with you. Part number 1, eliminate refined carbohydrates and sugars from your diet. They are a biochemical battering ram. They act like locks, trapping you in an overweight state and keeping you there. And I like the way that he put those 2 sentences after eliminate the carbs and sugars from your diet, because they say that, but what does that mean? Is there really something that's going to be resistant in my wanting to lose the weight with this if I still have a little bit? And whenever he tells a story, at least so far in my readings, he equates this all with sugar. And he says, you don't cut down on smoking, because you know how that turns out for most smokers, is that they cut down, and then they're back to buying cartons of smokes and a pack of smokes. And so it really doesn't really work. And eliminating it all from your body helps your body begin to not have cravings, and you're not looking at triggering things on Pinterest, food porn. So yes, to get rid of the cravings for carbs and sugars, you need to get rid of the carbs and the sugars all the way, not just, where you have a treat every now and then. No. It's like having a cigarette every now and then, a drink every now and then. No. Number 2, eliminate refined vegetable oils from your diet. No one interested in either weight loss or longevity should be eating these. They are easy to replace. Olive oil, coconut oil, macadamia nut oil, walnut oil, and other healthy oils are available. But if it's a seed oil, yep, bye-bye. Vegetable oils, canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, those sort of things. They have been biohacked, and not in your favor, but in the bottom line profit of these great big conglomerates like, Wesson comes to mind. 3, greatly resist processed food. I wouldn't even resist. Stay away. This will help hugely with 1 and 2. And processed foods are invariably loaded with refined carbs and disgusting oils. Soybean oil, how could I forget that one? Look at your salad dressings in your fridge that you bought at the store in bottles. If it doesn't begin with soybean oil, it must be the Mark Sisson one that's like $10 a bottle. Number 4, eat only nutrient-dense and slow-burning carbs, which can promote gut and general health. We'll talk more about this later, he says. And keep carb intake low. Okay, your initial target should be 15 to 20% of your total calories. Mine is 4 to 5 every day, and it works. I like maintenance. 5, eat nutrient-dense sources of proteins. Always consume high-quality protein. Make that protein count. Your target should be about 0.4 to 0.6 grams per pound of lean body mass if you're not athletic, more if you're active. But, you know, I don't understand all of that. I just keep it under 50, and it works for the old metabolism. 6, get most of your calories from fats that come from nutrient-rich foods. These fats should apply 60 to 65% of your total daily calories. Do not ingest fats with abandon. Have you ever done that? Yeah, you can eat all fats you want when you're on keto. No, maybe Atkins, but not here on keto. Simply replace the carbs you're cutting out with healthy fats. Your healthy fat intake should be from real food sources. Eat according to genuine hunger signals only. No binging. And so if you've got food addiction like I've got food addiction, you know, it's taming a wild beast that is over and above eating only when hungry and not binging. Some of that stuff just doesn't compute if you're a food addict. You know, there still is a process here to not feel hungry with enough fats to satiate you from meal to meal or overnight fasting. Okay? 7, eat only 3 meals a day, ideally 2. Well, I'm at 1, and a lot of you are too. And boy, does that feel good. You will learn to relish each meal. Your body will positively hum with this regimen. So yes, and I'm down to 1 bulletproof coffee now, and I have that in my not eating phase, which goes from 4 at night until 3 or 4 the next day. So I have 1 bulletproof coffee to carry me through, and I like it. 8, ensure that you consume adequate vitamins and minerals. This is important. Nutrient deficiencies can trigger hunger. Also ensure that you have adequate intake of water, several pints per day. And I have at least 1 Smart Water or Mountain Valley mineral water every single day, plus other ones like the La Croix and Poland Springs and other waters like that, plus my own triple filtered water with lemon and Himalayan pink salt in it. 9, be mindful of your lifestyle and environment. Poor sleep, stress, and lack of healthy sun exposure will hammer your weight loss efforts. Do not neglect these environmental influences. Okay, I won't. I think sleep is great and very important. 10, partake in healthy exercises. Resistance exercise is best. An overweight person following these 10 rules will transform himself or her to health status. The first few in the list are somewhat obvious. They will benefit anyone who wants a quick fix, but all are needed for sustained and healthy weight loss. If you pick and choose, this isn't a pick and choose buffet, all bets are off. And then for the rest of the chapter, it goes into further detail about each one of those 10 items. And as I said, he promotes net carbs, and I never ever will. It's kind of like, you know, will I ever go back to Weight Watchers? No, I never ever will. Once you're a pickle and once you do your net carbs, don't be swayed into thinking, total carbs, don't be swayed into thinking net carbs might be fun. You know, like don't get to maintenance and start doing net carbs for like, at one point in it, he says, 50 net carbs or 75 net carbs. And it's like, I would be 15 pounds heavier at the end of the month because I know how to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, it gets very tricky. So I like my carbs total. I like my protein 50 grams or under. I like my fat 110 to 120 a day. And it all works, and I love it. And I hope that you're loving it too. This program can work. And it is a scientific program, which is so neat because it's not a weight loss program, but weight loss will happen along with healing your body from the inside out and getting good, good health and food habits where food is not ruling you all the time. I suggest that you know what you're having the next day. It's in your tracker the night before. So then the power of that food is taken away from working over your head and your body to where you're making, foolish, not grown-up decisions about what you're going to have. It's on it. That's what I'm having. Somebody says, do you want to go to coffee? Do you want to go to breakfast? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? What do you do? What do you do if you've done your food plan for the night or during the night before and it's up and running? Well, if you're a 2-meal-a-dayer, I guess you could adjust rather easily. If you're 1 meal a day like me, I don't know. It hasn't happened to me yet since I've gone to 1 meal a day. Call me antisocial, I guess. But yeah, it would throw me off a little bit. I probably would redirect that person to come to my house for coffee. And that's how I would kind of handle it. If it happened like somebody on Tuesday asked me to go to breakfast on Thursday, like say after my meeting or something like that, I guess maybe it would be a 2-meal-a-day thing. I would adjust, but I would have enough notice so I could plan it out because I don't want to stop having friends and being, social in a world where people do eat other meals besides OMAD. And, but if it's sprung on you, it's just really, I just suggest, especially in the first 6 months, don't start getting swayed by spontaneous sort of things. It just kind of throws you off. It's like somebody saying, want to go for a drink? And you're coming out of an AA meeting and it's like, meet me at the such and such tavern. And all day long you're going, I don't belong in a place like that. I'm not comfortable in a place like that. I don't feel like drinking, but I also don't feel like hanging out in a place like that. So what do? You have to take care of yourself. Any addiction, be it food or smoking or drinking, we have to take care of ourselves when life gives us an opportunity to go back into the old place that we were before. And it's just, we're not able to do that. And it's the sacrifice we make for our health and calming that addict in us with keto the way that we've been doing it without having that invitation to throw us, okay? If you can push it out, fine. If you can just do coffee instead, even better. Get to know that person, stop. If you're an addict like me, you're going to be focusing the whole time on the food anyway. And so the less I'm around it in those sort of situations, the better off I am. It's just what happens when you're on keto and you take your food plan seriously. Hey, seriously, I've got to go now. But that was page 72, 10 Basics from Ivor and Dr. Gerber. Hope you enjoyed them and his version. And I will see you the next time here on Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Sarah. Thanks so much for watching. See you the next time. Bye-bye for now.